leaders of high-performing teams build themselves into excellent communicators. We have seen and developed leaders who truly believe, like I do, that the quality of your communication is the quality of your life. Go ahead, stop communicating with your significant other and see what happens. In our current environment, don't respond to a text for a few hours and wow, where were you? Didn't you see my text? So it doesn't take much experimenting to realize consistent, quality communication fosters a much better connection. Almost all organizational surveys come back with communication being a significant employee engagement gap. As a leader, you cannot count on what may or may not be communicated from your leader or the broader organization. This component of communication is completely in your control. As we mentioned in the Business Rhythm and Cadence Learning Track, how you define your time and spend your time is critical in driving results and building a winning culture. How, what, when and why you communicate is central to keeping your team connected and aligned while increasing engagement and delivering better results. High-performing team leaders communicate clearly in both the spoken and written word. How you frame communication to those on your team must always take center stage. Be mindful of your core values, which will help in creating a collaborative culture that drives world-class results. Taking the less is more approach can be difficult, especially in complex scenarios. But trust us, your team members will appreciate your willingness and ability to be clear and concise while making yourself available to take questions and address concerns. High-performing team leaders know how to balance candor and honesty with empathy. Being respectful of your team members and where they may be mentally will allow you as their leader to be aware and meet them where they are. This is all part of developing skills around communication. It is likely that this may be the most important skill for you to develop as a leader. As you've heard countless times, we are given 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. It's the reason why building rapport and active listening is an element for success in communication. Well, the skill of listening, according to my boss, was an area he deemed I needed some work. And to the applause of my wife, he suggested I attend a listening seminar. Yes, a bit humiliating and was well worth the time. You see, he felt that I was such a terrible listener that it was getting in the way of me being an effective leader. Leaders who listen more than they speak tend to be far better communicators, primarily because those they are communicating feel heard and feel understood. Other elements we're going to be covering in this component are quality and quantity of communication and meeting people where they are. Now, let's get started with our first element.